Jarrett, it is so great to connect with you today, and it's exciting to have you part of the conversations with Chris. And why don't you just take a couple of minutes and tell us a little bit about yourself?
So I'm Jarrett. I live in Barrie. I have a wife and one kid. So that's busy. I work in power
Excellent.
sports as a warranty administrator and customer service. My wife runs a home daycare out of the house. So
Cool. Cool.
and we've actually been attending Hope, your sister church, uh, for 7 years. Kevin married us, but with Nora, though, it's a little difficult to attend 7 o'clock Sunday evenings,
Right.
and we want to find a morning church that works for us. And Kevin's just in Pinewoods. We've heard you at Hope, and that's why we're here.
Cool. Cool. And you're watching and connecting with our church online, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
So somebody may be watching this and be like, "Who is that guy? I've never seen him before."
yeah. So we have a Sunday morning routine. After breakfast, we usually watch Bible's Adventures, your kids show that you have
Yeah.
for 3-year-olds,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
great. Nora loves it. And then afterwards, we watch church, and then yeah,
Cool,
so
cool. Well, so glad to have you connect with us this way.
thanks.
So we're in the midst of COVID, and right now we're in some stay-at-home orders. So what are you looking forward to most when the COVID restrictions are over?
Oh my goodness, we've been in such a long time, so that's the thing. Like it's been a year. I think seeing friends and family, that's the biggest thing. But also like events too, right?
Mm.
I'm a big car guy. All those have been canceled. Um, can't do anything like that. But seeing friends and family and like COVID's really impacted about how we live day to day. Like with
Right.
the whole daycare, we've had to put really strict precautions of
Mm.
keeping us safe and keeping the kids safe. So each morning the kids have to get their temperatures taken and all that, like extra cleaning.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and then last year was more so. Last year was a complete shock
Mm.
because both me and Twyla, we lost our jobs at the same time. So
Wow.
Twyla's daycare completely dried up, and then
Yeah.
my job got axed right away. So I got laid
Th-
off and then turned into no job. So
This has been quite a shift for you guys.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
right. But like, thankfully, the kids came back, started to come back in July, and then I found a new job where I currently am right now. So it's been quite a ride,
Yeah, I guess it
right?
sounds like it. Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah, that's right. So in the midst of this ride, what's been motivating you to get up in the morning and what's been keeping you going, you and your wife?
Well, I think you just have to have faith that it's going to get better, right? And that's all you can really have is just know that there's light at the end of the tunnel, but you just have to keep on plugging through and just have faith that it's going to get better. Like we're not in control of this, but you still
Right.
got to get up and you got to do your day things and right.
Yeah. Yeah. And just being reminded, like what you've just said, we have to have faith that God's in control of all of this.
Right. And like the hardest thing, like we both have jobs now, so we have to get up, right? But even last year when we were both like laid off and we were like, okay, what do we do? We still got up and we still try to make it as normal as possible, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And like I think that's the biggest thing is just as plugging through and getting through it, right?
Cool. Cool. So if you could do anything for a day, what would that be?
Oh my goodness. I don't know. There's so
So
many things that we want to do,
that's right. Yeah.
right?
Well, you can say a few things, Jared. You can say a number of things if you like.
Um, Like I do like detailing cars. That first comes to mind. I'm known as an avid car detailer, so I could spend all
Okay.
day detailing a car.
Okay.
Um, car shows are a passion of mine as well too, right?
Mhm.
Could spend all day doing a car show as well too, looking at fancy cars.
Cool. Cool. Do you like old cars or new
Um,
cars?
Both, more
Okay.
so, yeah, more so 80s and 90s cars because that's where I
Okay.
grew up. So like, yeah,
That's cool. Do you know my favorite car is a Corvette. I like the Stingrays, but my favorite kind of car is a 1966 bubble Corvette with the bubble in the side. So
1966. Okay, yeah.
I think it might be 65. I'm not 100%
Was
sure,
that the
but
one with
sort of
the
that
split
area.
window?
Now you see, you're asking me too many questions. You know more than
I,
I
I
do.
I'm, I'm probing you now. Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
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 Well, you know what? That would be fun if they had car shows. I would love to go to a car show with you too. That'd
Right?
be
And
fun.
it's just
Yeah.
like, well, it's like-minded people though, right? And so that's the thing. So you get to a chance to vent and go look at fancy cars, but with COVID restrictions, you can't really do that. You just have to be safe,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So in the midst of this pandemic and everything that's going on, obviously your faith has been a big component of this. So
Yeah.
what does faith mean to you in this
Um,
world?
I think what faith really means to me is just like someone's always with you, right? You're not in this alone. I think that's the biggest thing is that there's a higher power there. Like we all believe, like I believe in God. Everyone sure that's watching this probably does as well too. But He's always with you. He's always right beside you. He's
Yeah.
walking along beside you, and that's the biggest thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Amen.
like during my stint of unemployment, you always like you can always trust God to lead you to one side and pull you to one side, right? Open doors, shut doors. And that was the thing that was the biggest thing is He opened multiple doors and then He shut multiple doors to show me which way He wanted me to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
And that's so great to have your faith and to be walking through circumstances like that.
Yeah.
And it's an encouragement to know that God is there for you.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, though, like we just have to be careful at the same time. So,
Yeah. Why is that? Just expand a little bit more on that.
like, oh well, for us, we're really careful what we do. Like, I do all the shopping, right? But I have a home business to like take care of, so that we don't really interact with hardly anybody.
Right.
Like, because if there's an outbreak at my daycare, it's gonna be all over the news, and everyone's gonna know about it. So I have
Yeah.
to take steps to protect myself. Same with at work, right? They have to take steps to protect me at work and protect them because their name's gonna be all over the news if there's an outbreak there.
Right.
And we want to
Right.
keep their staff safe, and we want to keep our the kids safe and all that.
Well,
So,
yeah, and that's a very responsible thing to do.
right. So you just have to be like responsible and like we don't like you can still have fun and you gotta come up with neat ways now.
Right. We got to be creative in this
Yeah.
world that we're living in. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
Well, Jared, thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy day and just to connect with me and with us as a church. And any last words of wisdom from Jared Henshaw?
I think just keep on trucking along.
Mm,
Just keep
yeah.
on plugging away. We're almost through this, so yeah.
Yeah. Amen. Amen. Well,
Mhm.
thanks so much, Jared. Have a
No
great night.
problem. Thank
Yeah.
you.